There you go, you get this VRS written right there. Simplicity, but which boasts a strong message. Now this storage space is adjustable. It's very nice, very practical. And I love this headrest. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody! Alright, by now you are all aware that there's two sorts of cars that are high demand in today's generation. And it's all because of environmental initiatives. But not only that alone, it's also because of the demand. So I'm talking about crossover SUVs and electric cars. Crossover SUVs have become a very high demand recently. If you want me to be honest, I don't really know what's so attractive about crossover SUVs. But each to their own, everyone has their own taste, and it's not only a question of wants, sometimes it's a question of needs, practicality, family friendliness, guys. And then environmental initiatives, electric cars, guys, very special, guys. There's a new trend of crossover SUVs that is starting to boom. It's starting to become more popular year by year. Let me tell you all something. We call this the Coupe crossover. We call this the Coupe crossover SUVs. Everyone, I introduce you all to the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. Now, I reviewed the Skoda Enyaq, guys, and I have to say I was very impressed. Very family friendly. But this is something special. This is a Skoda Enyaq Coupe. Now, judging by the overall shape, it looks very identical to something we all know from BMW and Mercedes. And I'm going to tell you all something. Now we're going to talk about coupe crossover SUVs, alright? So coupe crossovers are basically supposed to be a hybrid between a coupe and a crossover SUV, or a full-sized SUV, guys. Honestly, I don't really know what is the obsession of those, but I mean, they have an attractive design and everything, but me personally, I failed to understand what exactly is the intention. Was it meant to be sporty or something? I think the sportiness was the intention, because those cars pair well with sport kits. And I'm going to tell you all an example. Basically, the first ever coupe crossover SUV would have been from BMW. We all know this as the BMW X6. Then Mercedes decided it was necessary to put up a fight with BMW against the X6, so they came up with their own model, which is known today as the GLE Coupe and the GLC Coupe. But then also that was around the time when BMW releases the X4. Oh boy, too many new models that came out at the same time, and that's when I started thinking to myself, identity kept it keeps diluting, but then at the same time, competition is necessary. Volkswagen Group recently has taken a very big step ahead in terms of technology. Electric cars is booming, guys. I am very, very impressed. Audi stepped up, Volkswagen stepped up, and Skoda is just stepping up, guys. Now, Skoda is known for practicality and unquestionable family friendliness. But the thing is, now something is new is emerging right here. It's evident at this point that Skoda releases this Enyaq Coupe RS for competition's sakes, because let's be honest, a coupe crossover SUV is not going to be as family friendly as a full-sized SUV. This is something we can already establish. So, what exactly is the purpose of the Enyaq Coupe RS when Audi practically did the same thing? Competition, guys, because I mean, you have the Ford Mustang Mach-E, you have also other competitors who are crossover coupes or hybrids, you know what I'm saying? So if they could do it, so could Skoda. Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS costs 71,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We're going to find out in a moment, everyone. Let's get on with this review right now. But before doing so, I'm going to tell you all that when it comes to electric cars, it's very difficult to discuss about value for money at the moment because they tend to be at a very high price. And that's with all electric vehicles, not necessarily those from the Volkswagen Group. Here is the key of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. So this is the exact similar key I saw of the Skoda Enyaq IV. There you go, guys. See? Alright guys, over here is the exterior design of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS, and I have to say I am very, very impressed. I really like the design. Now the front half of it is very identical to the Enyaq IV. In case you guys didn't know, this whole thing illuminates. This is very nice. Very good, guys. I'm impressed. And then you get actual air vents right there. Now, the reason I'm bragging about the air vents is because Volkswagen rarely plays generous with air vents. I mean, I remember seeing a Porsche Macan with fake air vents, literally, guys. And the Porsche Macan, which I saw, was around the same price as this bad boy. So I'm very grateful Skoda was generous with the air vent on this Enyaq Coupe RS. And then there you go, you get this VRS written right there. Very nice, guys. Wheels of the Skoda Enyaq, guys. Looks very nice, very modern, very futuristic, as it were. Very good. But just so you all know, this part right here is plastic, and then you got these branches, which is steel. Very nice. In fact, I saw the wheel without its hubcap, and it looks far more attractive than with the hubcap. And here's why, guys, because actually, if you look at the steel wheel without this hubcap, without the plastic, it's actually from Audi. So this is, again, another example of part sourcing. But I think this is good. It pairs surprisingly well with the Skoda theme. And these sort of design of hubcaps have actually been with Skoda as well. So in some senses, it's a bit of a mystery. Why did Skoda insist on giving such huge hubcaps? I mean, it's for the aerodynamics, I get it, but then aesthetically speaking, this is where all the differences emerge from the Enyaq, the other Enyaq. And then this is where things get more interesting, guys. Now, look at this from this angle. It looks very interesting. But then I also noticed a strong sign of identity when I study it from this angle, because studying it from this angle, it reminds me of something Skoda or Tatra used to do back in the 1960s and 70s. It's a very strong sign of identity at the rear. This whole area right here, guys. This whole area. I studied it very carefully, and I don't know if it's deliberate, but I feel like this coupe crossover SUV theme or crossover coupe theme, sorry, please excuse me if I got the terms wrong. The theme, it pairs very well with Skoda, and I tell you why. Because long time ago, back in the 70s and 60s, well, Skoda and Tatra had one thing in common, and that is they always had cars with this design. But the difference is that time Skoda was a mass market brand, and Tatra was a luxury car manufacturer. Well, they also have a reputation today for military trucks. Their luxury cars always had this shape, always. This sort of shape, so a teardrop shape, guys, and then it goes down. Whereas most prominent European car manufacturers, luxurious car manufacturers from Germany especially, Germany was very conventional. They always had sedans, so everything was like sharp edge, so like this, and like this. The Citroën, you had the Citroën DS, but the Citroën DS was not like, it was more like a slope, so it was like this. Citroën DS was like this, but the Tatra and Skoda, they had it like this. It was always vertical at the rear. So, you know, this is the shape they kind of grew up with. Oh yes, everyone, strong Skoda identity with the lights, that's typical. Although Skoda has abandoned the Tour de France Cup design. Like, so basically there used to be this design for which was first introduced on the Kodiaq and then other Skoda models. Now it seems like with the Enyaq they abandoned it, and I don't know why, because I think it paired very well. But then on the other hand, would cyclists really choose an Enyaq as their cyclist car? You all be the judge, guys, because I have a good feeling the coupe I have a feeling the Enyaq Coupe is certainly not going to be cyclist friendly, not as much as the other Enyaq. I think the rear was what really changed everything, guys. Simplicity, but which boasts a strong message. Very good, guys. See this whole area right here. Exploring the exterior design of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS, I was very impressed, guys. Very good concept, and I'm very impressed with the rich identity. Finally, I see a Skoda that reminds me of something from the 1970s and 60s. Something really good. But I also noticed some questionable aspects. I have to say the grille was very good, but the fact that the grille illuminates, it's a bit... okay, the design is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, guys. I like what Skoda was... I like what Skoda had in mind. But what I have to question is that, is it really necessary for this whole thing to illuminate at night? Is it really necessary? In my opinion, I don't think it's necessary because the rear was very good. It was simplistic and I loved it. But the front, if you put too much details, doesn't it just kind of a bit, you know, doesn't it kind of eliminate the element of surprise? Another questionable aspect I would like to remark, guys, is that I looked very carefully at the bonnet. And I'm under the impression the bonnet is not properly aligned with the rest of the bodywork. And I noticed this similar problem with other Skoda models like the Fabia and the Kodiaq and even the Scala. See, the bonnet is not aligned properly with the rest of the bodywork. Now, why does Skoda do this? I kept wondering it to myself. I have a hypothesis as to why they do this. This is as to why the bonnet is not aligned with the rest of the bodyworks is because, well, it's just a hypothesis. Maybe I'm wrong. But my guess tells me it's got something to do with the pedestrian safety system. So basically what happens is, I don't know how far it's true, but I think I recall seeing an explanation where basically the bonnet elevates when it detects a pedestrian. Another questionable aspect I would like to point out, guys, is that this window right here is fake. It's not a real window. So it just leaves me to wonder why Skoda exactly came up with this. I mean, I guess it was for the design and for the looks, but if you look from inside, it's fake. Time to explore the interior of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. And just like the Skoda Kodiaq, you get an umbrella right here, guys. Very nice. First of all, I have to confess, I like the sound of the door whenever I open and close it. Like, listen to this. See? It's very nice, very solid. It sounds nice. In fact, I've noticed this with the Skoda Fabia. Like, they have a really nice sound when they close, and it's also a bit metallic. Very good. I like it. So this is the interior design of the Skoda Enyaq, guys. I love this area right here. Oh yes, we cannot forget to compliment the seat, guys. The seat is very nice. You get this nice VRS written on it, and these seats look very cool. I mean, it's good, but it's just interesting how they've gone about it. Like, I like how you have this piping, the gray piping. Is the gray piping really necessary? I mean, I think the seat was beautiful the way it is, but it's good. It makes it unique. Looks nice. And I like the quality of the leather. So just like every other electric cars, Skoda has maintained simplicity with the interior. So less buttons, all your infotainment system and your climate controls, it's all on this wonderful screen right here. Look at this wonderful screen. This is really nice. And then you get some basic buttons right there. So just to reach the climate control page faster, you can just push the climate button right there. And then you get heated windows, guys. Very nice. You can even heat up the front window, the windshield. So nice. And then you get your driving mode right here. And your park assist. Wow, very cool. See, I like how everything is neat and tidy, no nonsense. This has been the specialty of the Volkswagen Group. Their cars tend to be no nonsense, so I have no surprise in this. And then the driving pleasure and the 5-star safety rating. As I say, guys, it's all about aiming for perfection with the Germans. Steering wheel is quite nice. I mean, with this sport steering wheel, it's quite good. It's nice. I like it. But I'm under the impression the quality is from Audi, because I've seen something similar to this in Audi cars. I seem to recall CYCLISTS cars also come with some steering wheel similar to that. Skoda did not introduce the concept of 2-spoke steering wheels. They stuck to a 3-spoke steering wheel. Okay, it's quite nice. I mean, at least the presentation is there. And it's, in my opinion, it's actually better, because 2 spokes looks a bit pretentious. It looks a bit like something trying to be premium. Oh yes, everyone, typical Skoda transmission. This is a transmission that the Volkswagen Group has developed an obsession with. Oh yes, everyone, you get a panoramic roof. Wow, it's so nice. I love it. Wow, it feels good. And then over here you get LED lighting. Wow. So Skoda is famed for practicality. Let's cover practicality right now, guys. So you get a deep storage space right there with USB points, but no 12-volt socket. Nope, nothing. Nothing. Then over here you get a cup holder. Now these cup holders are very nice, and Skoda is famed for how practical it is, especially when you have a bottle. Then you get a storage space right here. Although I'm under the impression the storage space right here is a bit of an afterthought. It's almost as if they had something else in mind, because it's just there conspicuously. Like, wouldn't it be nicer to have a shutter or something to close it? But it's okay, not a big deal, because you get a nice storage space right here. Now this storage space is adjustable. It's very nice, very practical. just like the car itself, practical. But I'm under the impression it's not wide enough. It's deep, but it's not wide enough. So I would have expected to be a bit wider, like from here to here at least. But it's just until here. So let's get rid of this and let's see what lies under. Oh boy. Oh, it's one storage after another. What? Wow. The glove box is very, very deep. This has to be one of the largest glove boxes I've ever seen, guys. This is good. Then there's a funny storage space right here, but instead of opening it simply like with a little knob or something, you have to push a button. There you go. Why wasn't it easy to just, I don't know, come up with a system where if I push it, it opens? Like, why do you need a button to open a door? I don't understand the concept of having buttons to open doors, guys. I just don't understand this concept. And then you get extra storage space right underneath, guys. Now for the door bin, guys. For big water bottles, you all be the judge, because I think it can fit a big water bottle. Otherwise, the storage space is deep, but it suffers the same problem as the Kodiaq, and that is it's very deep but not accessible from the driver's seat. So every time the door is open, then only you can access whatever's in there. Ever since the 2020s began, Skoda has adopted a concept of having door handles like this, so simplicity. I think it was since the release of the Skoda Scala, basically. So now I think it's good because it's simple, you know, there's so little, and I like it, it's good. Although it would have been easier if it had a handle, like something to hold on to, because this is something I have to get used to otherwise. But then, you know, because when I lay my hands here, it kind of gets in the way, because I like to put my hands like here sometimes, or when I'm relaxing them. And then speaking of putting my hands there, I feel like there's a food truck effect. Now, food truck effect is a term I used to say when the door is a bit too far from the driver's seat. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm a little too far from the door, so I prefer when the door is closer to me. Then speaking of this area right here, you get seating memory and electric seating adjustment. Whilst exploring the interior of the Enyaq Coupe RS, I noticed some questionable aspects as well, guys, and I'm going to point them out right now. The first questionable aspect I'd like to point out is that for a price of 71,000 euros, this area looks like it fits the value. It looks very good. I like the trim, by the way, right here. But then as soon as, well, okay, the steering wheel as well looks very nice, no doubts. But as soon as you look over to this area of the interior, it looks a bit... It looks interesting because all you get over here is plastic. The handle is plastic. The controls right here are plastic without a touch of chrome or aluminum. And then this area right here is leather, but it's not as interesting as what you get right here on this armrest. Another questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that, is it really necessary to have a button to open a storage space right here? Like, why not just stick to something simple? And also another questionable aspect I'd like to remark, guys, is that this Enyaq Coupe RS suffers the same problem as its sibling model, the Enyaq, and then every other Skoda model with this sort of door handle. You have to be careful in opening the door, because when you open it, if you put your finger here, be careful not to get it stuck in between the plastic piece right there, guys, because otherwise it can act like a scissor. So what I do is I put my fingers all the way at the edge right here. I avoid this area, guys, because... yeah, Skoda prides itself with practicality, right? But it seems as though they didn't add any storage solution up here. No sunglasses holder or anything, which is ironic because in the Kodiaq and in the Fabia, they had a huge glasses holder. Over to the rear seat of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe, everyone. This is the rear seat of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS, guys, and I have to say I am beyond impressed. I am so happy. I have a lot of legroom. My knee room is just so good. It's kilometers away from the front seat. I have just about a lot of headroom despite it being a coupe version of the Enyaq. Very nice. I like it. And then there's also a panoramic roof, and it's so pleasant. It's like you get to see the stars in the sky. Yeah. And I love this headrest. Oh my goodness. This headrest is so good. I like it. This has to be the first time I've ever sat in a rear seat with headrests this comfortable that's not from a luxury car or from a premium brand. Wow. And this is only a Skoda, guys. Oh my goodness. This headrest is so good. I can sleep on this actually. Oh my goodness. Rear air vents, and you get climate control for the rear seats. Very good, guys. And oh, no 12-volt socket down there, but you get USB point and some mysterious storage spaces sitting down right here in the middle. And guys, this is removable. Wow. So this is for extra legroom, which is way better. In my opinion, I would leave it like this. But hey, if you want a premium feel, have it like this instead. No, I'm just joking. Here, I'll put it back where it belongs. There you go. And there you go, guys. You get rear seat pockets, everyone, and it's on both rear seats, and it's double pocket. So you get this pocket and you get this pocket. This one is smaller than the other one. And then you get a door bin that's actually quite big. I love the door bin. It's very nice. Check this out. Beacon of Hope LED lights, coat hook right here, handle right here, and you get another coat hook right there. Okay, so first questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that this is a nice armrest, but it has nothing to help me pull it down. So I have to basically tuck my fingers inside. Okay, this is a bit of work. Yeah, there we go. Now eventually the armrest comes down, which is good, and it's very comfortable though. I like it. That's not questionable. Look at this, guys. This opens into a storage space right here, and a cup holder, well, two cup holders right there, and a micro storage space right here, whatever you could use it for. Yeah, looks nice. Another questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that the seat belts right here is exposed. Wouldn't it be better to like hide it in the B pillar? Because most brands hide it in the B pillar, whereas Skoda has it exposed, especially the bottom right there. So if someone's feet makes contact with it by accident, it will annoy the front passenger and the driver. It's all plastic here. It would have been more interesting if there was a chrome touch or some squidgy leather somewhere. Guys, I also noticed something very cute and very interesting. So the light is green in this interior. Look at this. Very Skoda-ish. At the front as well. By the way, the view of the front is so nice from here. But then as soon as you open the door, the lights turn red. It turns red, so it's quite nice, and it's actually a safety system because people from a distance can see that there's the door open, so you know they'll be alert. It will alert other road users. Over to the boot space of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. Yes, I have to get used to the name again, guys, because it's just too long. But otherwise, what's interesting should be the boot. Oh yes, everyone. Now don't expect the boot to be family friendly because this is a coupe version, so it's actually as good as it has to be. And there finally there's a 12-volt socket. You get practicality solutions right here, so you get shopping hooks. You can easily pull the rear seats down with this, guys. Very nice, and it's so reactive. I like it. And then over here, extra storage space, and yeah, it's very nice. I like it. It's quite good, and I like the material it's lined with. It's very good. And then you get a little button right there for your trailer hitch hook. I have to ask myself, would anyone really pull a trailer with this? So here's my conclusion of the Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. I have to say that this is a new chapter for Skoda because this is the first time Skoda has released a car that is not intended for family purposes. If you think about it, every single car they've built up to this moment were very practical and rich for family friendliness, including the Fabia, surprisingly. But there's something about this particular Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS sort of deviated from this objective, guys. There's a new objective Skoda has taken, and this is probably something by the Volkswagen Group as well. It is surprising, but is this surprise something to question, or is this surprise something to embrace? You know what, everyone? I believe this is a surprise we have to embrace, because gone are the days when brands would specialize only on one thing and they would do so religiously. Today is the day we have brands that experiment with different trends that satisfy some customers and that dissatisfy some customers, but still nonetheless listen to customer appeals. So if customers don't like something, they voice it out and the companies listen. Enyaq Coupe RS is very interesting, guys. It was rich with identity, and surprisingly it pairs very well with the Skoda theme, because at the rear it reminded me very much of a Tatra or the old Skoda models of the 1960s and 70s, guys. I do not know if this was done deliberately. For a price of 71,000 euros, is this Skoda Enyaq good value for money or not? You know what, everyone? I believe this Skoda Enyaq is great value for money. It's not the best, it's not perfect, but I'd say it's great value for money because this time the equipment list was very generous. For a price of 71,000 euros, I was greeted with a lot of surprises, let alone from a Volkswagen Group car. Very good. I wasn't expecting much, but I got more than what I expected, so I was happy. But just the only questionable aspect I'd like to remark is something about the interior. The exterior was beautiful, although I would get rid of those hubcaps on the wheel. I'd stick to the simple steel wheels. They look amazing. But the interior was... The center of the interior was good, but the doors were just plasticky. And that's something I would question. But otherwise, everything else was adorable, and I loved it. So you want my opinion of this Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS? Oh, I love it! I love this Skoda Enyaq Coupe RS. If only it didn't have a name this long. Yes, maybe I would have more than loved it, but no, it has a long name. This is just like every other Volkswagen Group car. Even Audi had something going on like this, and it's something I have to get used to. But aside from the names, we have to appreciate the object, appreciate what we're seeing. This is a new chapter for Skoda because this is the first time they've gone away from the path of being too family friendly. Skoda realized that sometimes it's not always good to be too good. Sometimes you have to be bad. Sometimes you have to change. Sometimes you have to change trends. Sometimes you have to break the boundaries in order to change and appeal to people. And this is what Skoda has done. Something brave, something groundbreaking. Skoda has become better value for money with this Enyaq, and I really pray that Skoda continues like this because value for money is very important, especially when competing in the mass market. But then again, you all be the judge. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. And don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, my travel videos, and my creativity videos related to cars. Bye!